So, hi, I'm Chef Whitney Aronoff, and welcome to the Starseed Kitchen podcast. I am so excited to have Jeanne Martin of Waters of Life Cleansing and Renewal with me today. Jeanne Martin is a wealth of information in regards to our physical health. She is, I believe, an expert on your colon hydrotherapy, the importance of cleansing, the importance of how to take care of this physical body that we're in, this suit that we're renting to have this life experience. She provides so much knowledge and wisdom on how to keep it running optimally for the entire time that you want to essentially be here on the planet. And she walks the walk and talks the talk. She practices what she truly does and teaches. She is definitely a healer, and I'm so impressed by the fact that she works in this field because she's doing such a service to humanity by supporting people with cleansing their body and keeping themselves healthy. So let me tell you a little bit about Jeanne before we get started. So Jeanne has owned Waters of Life Cleansing and Renewal for over 20 years. She started it in 2001, and she's assisted clients with a variety of health challenges using the Detox colon cleansing program, which is a 7-day cleanse program with a liver and gallbladder flush on the 8th day. This is what she has found to be the best colon cleansing program out there. And it's one that she has been aware of her entire life. And we're going to share more about that. But her philosophy truly is that the body is capable of healing itself if the right conditions are met. And so she works with her clients to create those right conditions, primarily include being diligent to cleansing the body regularly. In other words, cleaning it out or keeping it clean with internal cleansing as well as external cleansing. And, in society right now, most people are aware of external cleansing. So, being aware of what you put on your body and put on your skin and detoxing the skin. But internal cleansing is really what takes it to the next level. And that includes colonics, or also known as colon irrigation or colon hydrotherapy, and colon cleansing programs. So that is what we're going to jump into today with Jeanne. Jeanne, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So you have an amazing practice in the Costa Mesa, Newport Coast area. What inspired you to become a colon hydrotherapist?
Well, what happened was I was in the fashion industry. I used to work for Calvin Klein, Jones, New York, Eileen Fisher, and I really loved what I did as production manager. I have a Bachelor of Science in production and apparel, but it turned out to be very toxic with chemicals. So the last company I was working for was using chemicals, unfortunately, and nobody knew it. They didn't have any signs up or ventilation, and I was really getting sick. Long story short, I went to an environmental doctor, and he couldn't figure it out because he, realized I was raised so healthy. He told me to look at my around my office, and it turns out that there was chemicals, and so anyway, it turned out to be that. So I just decided to leave the industry for a little bit and detox myself. I always did cleanses twice a year, and the Detox cleanse twice a year since I'm 17, and it wasn't good enough. So I learned about cleansing the liver, and so thank God. So with my liver flush, well, first of all, because I had to leave the industry, I had to get out of that environment, because even though they got the ventilation, the guys didn't care to even put it on. It's just ridiculous. So I got out of there, and so I during the year, I was like, what am I going to do? Maybe I'll go back in the industry, go to more safer environment. But in the meantime, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? I've always been doing this, and I think I'm going to try this. Why not? I thought about being a teacher, but I love teaching people about health. I do it automatically. I've always done it since a little girl, and I am going to do this and see what happens. And so I love it because before I would tell everybody, if I see somebody that's not feeling well, they'll tell me and I tell them and they don't listen. But now here as a colon therapist, I go from Calvin Klein to colon cleansing. The people want to know. They coming because they want to know, how do I clean my colon? How do I get healthier? How do I change my diet? How do I get rid of, problems? Of course, I don't know. I'm like, well, what I would do is I would try a cleanse. Got nothing to lose. And I just love it. It's so awesome because, making clothes is amazing and I love it. But, unless you're really working with people that are really don't have clothes, it's not so rewarding. Um, but this is really rewarding. And, people giggle and laugh or whatever, like what I'm doing, Calvin Klein to colon cleanser. But I just love it. I just love helping people and, get lots of hugs and people are always so happy. Yeah, I love it. I think
Yeah,
it's so
because what you do makes people feel so good in their skin. And so they can't not radiate such joy. And what I appreciate about working with you is you really encourage your clients to experiment on themselves to figure out what works and what is going to continue to make them to feel good after they've walked out your door.
yes, because everybody's different. Everybody has a different set of circumstances, different body. I mean, there's such a variety of different people that come into our office, and it's just fun, kind of work with them and try to figure, let's see what happens after they cleanse, and then, how could they continue feeling good after they leave? Because actually, cleansing is really the easy part. It's how they're going to change their life, reading ingredients, eating good food, making good choices out there, is really the harder part, to tell you the truth. And that's why having Whitney is such a great person to have to help with that maintenance. This is the
Thank
cleansing
you.
and she helps with the maintenance.
Yeah,
And
because the cleanse is important, but then how you come off a cleanse is important, and then how you maintain until the next time you're ready to do that. It's every time you put anything into your body, you really start to learn to do it consciously, especially once you see what's coming out and how it feels when it comes out, because it will be a lot more gentle and comfortable if what you're putting in is of quality. If you're putting junk in, you're really going to feel it on the way out. Wouldn't
oh
you say?
yes, that's for sure. And everybody knows, they see, first time, can be, depends on the person. So how, the level of toxicity or whatever, maybe it can be a little uncomfortable in the first few days, but sometimes it can be difficult, it's a little challenging, the whole cleanse. But a lot of times it's people are feeling really great. Everybody's different. No, I never know who, how someone's going to feel, but in the end, everyone always feels amazing and everyone is always thankful that they cleanse. I mean, it just makes logical sense. And so, then afterwards, it's just, yeah, if you eat really good, and then you do another cleanse, it's always going to be easier. But if you go back to those old ways, it's not going to necessarily be as bad as the first time. But I know for myself, my first time I did liver cleansing, I mean, I had, 12 years in the fashion industry, with chemicals. And I had 12 years of toxins to get out. And it was nauseating that first time doing my liver flush. And I realized that, I'm going to keep doing my liver cleansing because I don't want to feel that again. So I do. I do my liver flushes at least twice a year because I never want to feel that feeling again. And I have clients and I know all about it. So I walk them through it and then they get through and then they understand it, and the next cleanses is always easier.
So
So thank
how old were you the first time you had a colonic?
Well, that's a really good question. It's so hard to say. Gosh, I don't even know because I was just so anyway, my parents learned about this in the 50s. My dad heard Victor Irons speaking the program that we do in New York City. My dad's from New York City. And it made a lot of sense to him as a 27-year-old Italian guy with hundreds of other friends. And they started cleansing since then. And then he met my mom, and then she got into it, and then you know, then they had kids and they raised us with this. So I've always been cleansing and doing all these products in my life, even having baby bentonite in my baby food. But anyway, and the green light powder. But the thing is, my, you know, so if we were sick, we had to go immediately on a cleanse. So that might be 1 or 2 or 3 days, and then we would get enemas, you know. But then eventually my dad bought a Kalima board. A Kalima board is a board that you have that you can use at home. There's also a Colens and Kalima. Those are the two. They're boards that you can do your own colonic at home. So that's what we did. And I really don't know. I guess a teenager, I suppose. You know, I mean, we went to the bathroom so well. We took all our stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we took everything. So I was going to the bathroom. All of us, we went to the bathroom really well. We ate so amazing. We didn't have any white rice, white flour, white sugar in the house, no hydrogenated oils, no artificial colorings, flavorings, preservatives. We didn't take medicine. We didn't have a medicine cabinet. I mean, our medicine cabinet was bentonite and the bentonite salve. So, you know, so if we got sick, we took that stuff and we got better. So we wouldn't have to take medicine. For sure, if we got sick and we weren't getting better, of course we're going to use medicine, you know, but you use it for emergency, but we never needed it, you know.
Yep.
So anyway, yeah, so probably in my teens, and but anyway, then I remember, you know, in my 20s, I had the Kalima board. My sister was in New York City, and I was just married. She was married. We all wanted to do a cleanse. So, oh, come to our house. The four of us were, you know, doing the cleanse with the Kalima board. She helped her hubby. I helped mine, and we got our cleanse done. It was fun, but it's definitely much easier, of course, with the colonic, going to a colon hydrotherapist, you know. So, but anyway, yeah. So I've been just cleansing all my life, and I love it. We don't know anything else, so if you don't know anything any other way, you know, it's no big deal.
Exactly.
And also you get better so much faster.
So fast. I mean, the
Yeah.
greatest thing somebody can do is when they're sick, when you have a cold, when you feel run down, if you get a colonic or do an enema, like
Yeah.
you can experience the incredible relief
Yes.
and how quickly you're back on your feet again simply by removing the toxicity in your body in 1 hour.
Exactly. I mean, is there anything that can remove toxins faster than a colonic? I don't know of anything.
I don't know of anything because you're not going to get as much cellular waste out of the body. So you can go and sit in an infrared sauna where you're sweating and then you can, you know, dry brush before you enter and then scrub yourself well in a shower afterwards, but you're still not removing the amount of waste that is in your physical body in any other way but a colonic, right?
Yes, correct. That has to come first. There's a really great article. I don't have it in front of me. It's on my website, watersoflifecleansing.com, under what doctors have to say. So you scroll down and you'll see so many great things from medical doctors. But anyway, 57 physicians of the leading physicians from Great Britain came up with this thing. So the article says death begins in the colon, and all the different things that happen if you don't clean the colon. So basically, you have to start with the colon. So it's such a huge list from the GI tract, the heart, the nervous system, even the eyes, everything. And so I really recommend people reading that. I mean, it's a lot of ailments you cannot believe. So it's so interesting. So just knowing that people come in and, you know, they got stuff going on, I'm like, well, I don't know. It just makes sense to me to try to cleanse. Got nothing to lose, you know. So they try it, and it's amazing how many things go away. And then I realized that, oh, no wonder I'm 55 years old and I don't have any problems. It's not a coincidence, because I've been cleansing all my life. That's why. And I cleanse 2 times a year, the full week cleanse since I'm 17. And then when I was 31, that's when I started to do that 8th day with the liver gallbladder flush.
Okay.
And then because I had so many clients in their 40s, I could not believe there was so many 40-year-olds that were having, real serious problems. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. So in my 40s, I just decided I'm doing this cleanse 3 times a year. So that's what I do. Now in my 50s, I would like to do it 4 times a year, but I haven't done it yet. But I am now in my 40s of doing it 3 times a year. I mean, since my 40s, I've been doing it 3 times a year. And now I'm 55. So, but anyway, so far, so good.
I love it. I know. I really admire how you take care of yourself. It's really impressive. So tell me about, okay, so what are simply the benefits of just going and getting a colonic if someone's never gotten one before, and what would be the benefit of just going once?
Well, there are a lot of amazing benefits. I wish I had this book with me downstairs. I think it's the definitive guide to colon hydrotherapy, written by a gastroenterologist. Thank you, Dr. Stephen Holt. He's so amazing. He's a gastroenterologist. And so that's a great book if anyone really wants to get more in detail. Also on my website, I have some medical doctors that say some reasons why it's good to get colon hydrotherapy, so many reasons. But as a colon therapist, I can tell you that I have a lot of people that come in. So here's some of the people. For sure, number 1, constipation. So, I mean, that's just all the time. People come in, they're all backed up. Thank God, there are people that are paying attention to their body. Sometimes a friend may hit two times this week, a friend told them, you need to clean your colon, so they came. And you're backed up, constipated, So they did it. So one did a cleanse and one is just doing like a little cleanse. She's just starting out. Some people get nervous and they start slow. Some people go for the whole thing, it's amazing. But anyway, so, and then, so constipation is such a great relief. I mean, you don't have to do any preparation. If somebody's feeling so horrible, they're like ready to go to the emergency room, please come here. We are going to help because in the hospital, they're going to give a painkiller. Well, that's going to make it worse. I'm telling you this because I have clients, they tell me. So if you've constipated, you go to the hospital for constipation, what are they going to do? Number 1, they might give painkillers. That a painkiller makes you constipated, so that could make it worse. Number 2, they may give you an enema if you're blessed, because they're not doing that much anymore. It's very sad. Or 3, they may monitor you and, you're in pain, they may hook you up to an IV just in case. They may give you, let's see, they may give you, some saline solution, hydrate you, whatever. Or they may give you Miralax or something and, monitor you or give it to you and make you go home. And, basically that's it. But, so when you're doing a laxative is going to stimulate the liver and basically just cause you to, push everything out like, diarrhea and all that. And so when you stimulate the liver, it's all going to dump through the small intestine, then the large intestine. So the small intestine is about 21 feet long. The large intestine is about 4 to 6 feet long. And so that's a lot of feet that you have to pretty much like blast the dynamite through. Well,
Yeah.
colonic, we're coming the other end. So the stuff that's the hardest is at the end, right? Near the rectum, the colon, right? The sigmoid, right at the very end. That is the hardest stuff. So we're coming and we're getting the hard stuff first. We're not blasting through the pipes to try to, because what if the entire colon is jammed up? What if they're jammed up into the small intestine? I've had clients, the doctors say, my doctor, I had an x-ray done or whatever it was, ultrasound, x-ray, barium enema, whatever it is. And the doctor said, I'm backed up into my small intestine. No, this is where 80 to 90% of our nutrients are absorbed in the small intestine, goes through the villi into the bloodstream. We can't be backed up into our small intestine, but people can be. So we're going to blast that that laxative, and people can be very painful, can be very crampy. I mean, people can pass out. I mean, I hear all the stories. Oh, and if it's really, really bad, just in case you didn't know this, if it's so bad they can't get it out, the doctor will put in 2 or 3 fingers. So you have to get up. My clients tell me this. You get up on all fours, they stick 2, 3 fingers in there, and they just digging it out. And that's humiliating and
horrible.
Horrible. I mean, I had one guy begging me, please, you gotta get me in, because he did that once and he didn't want to do it again. So, yeah, I heard the story. Yep. And this one girl, she's like, the doctor comes in, a young, handsome doctor comes in with a class. And he's talking to her. Okay, now I'm going to put my fingers in. And she's like, no, you're not. She left. And then she came to me. It was funny.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's awful. So anyway, so we're coming from the other end where it's the most hardest. So we're loosening things up. We're trying to hydrate, and we're trying to get the water beyond that hard stuff, to give a little momentum to push it out. And so, sometimes we can get out a great amount in the first shot. Sometimes it takes 2 times, 3 times, depends. Everybody's different. I have no idea, but we just take one day at a time. And, so we've had really great results. And so constipation is always amazing, and everybody always feels better. We always get hugs. People with irritable bowel syndrome, oh my goodness, oh gosh, you can't believe the testimonies, the stories of how, one girl, she says it robbed her of her 20s, and now she's just learning about colonics and cleansing, and she does it and she gets better.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you just got to clean the system out. Some people have diarrhea, and it's amazing. A lot of times people have diarrhea. Believe it or not, a lot of times they had diarrhea, but they really had constipation. So that constipation's easy, to get rid of. One guy, he says, I went to the, I shouldn't say it. Okay, never mind. But he was trying to really go to doctors to try to figure it out, and he couldn't figure it out. And I was like, that's easy. I shouldn't have been like, but it is easy. We're coming from the other end. And he got better. He's like, oh my gosh, you were right. Because he was looking at my eyes like, she's saying it's easy. Is she serious? But, we're doing something different, I mean, doctors are great and I love them, of course, but I'm just saying we're doing something different, So anyway, but we have a lot of people with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, all kinds of things, skin problems. Oh, we have so many people with skin problems. And, cleansing with the colonics really helps them immensely. And also a lot of people with cancer and autoimmune disease. So that really, really helps. So we've had many clients with cancer who are still living today, and it's part of their program to help stay healthy. And I'm like, wow, I know now that I'm on the right track, because my thing is always trying to, do what I do so I don't get cancer. Why do I want to have that? That is such a battle. So,
Yeah.
and I feel confident that what I'm doing and helping my clients all these 20 years, that this has really helped them. Yes, some do die, unfortunately, so sad, but it really helps prolong their lives, helps them give better quality of their life. Oh, we have so many wonderful testimonies, and their families are just really amazed. And even the oncologists and the doctors, there's no denying it. So I'm really blessed, and I love to work with doctors and try to meet other doctors. And I love to listen to my clients when they tell me about other good doctors, because I want to connect with them, because I want to refer to them, because we need a team of people. I have a team of people that takes care of me, and everybody needs a team. I'm part of the team. I love to be that part of that team. But hey, everybody needs a doctor, and we got to find a good one. Thank God my parents are amazing. They always found amazing doctors for us. And by the way, I have found for me that the best doctors that I find are on the American Academy of Environmental Medicine. It's on my website, all the way at the bottom, links and resources. They are really the best, in my opinion. and they're medical doctors, or naturopathic doctors. So anyway, go on.
Thank you. I will check that out. So, something that you always recommend to support, colon cleansing and just keeping yourself healthy, it's like your personal maintenance routine. You always suggest bentonite clay and psyllium husk together. Can you explain a little bit about how it kind of works as a broom through your colon, cleaning things up and collecting and taking out what no longer serves you?
Yes. Well, here's the thing, just so you know, we don't. So first of all, of course, we don't tell anyone what to do because we're not doctors. We can't tell them what to do. I just make suggestions of what what I do, and people want to hear what I'm doing. If it's
Yes.
working for them, they want to try it. It's also non-toxic. However, so for instance, I'm having people that are constipated. I don't ever, I just try to tell them to have a more cleaner diet, one that's easy to come out of the colon rather than foods that are difficult to come out of the colon. And that's it. Because if someone is really backed up, and especially I don't know them, and people don't sometimes, oftentimes don't even know they're backed up. So I'm not going to say anything. So they just come in and then we see when they're having their colonic, then I can see. Nobody has to tell me anything. It doesn't matter what a doctor says or whatever. I see it right there, you know. And so, and I could feel it also in the belly, but you can see. And so, but once things are moving and the pipes are flowing, for me, what I love to have bentonite because bentonite is, um, it's an adsorbent, A-D as in David, S-O-R-B. It doesn't absorb, A-B, it adsorbs. So basically, every molecule of bentonite. So anyway, bentonite has a negative charge and toxins have a positive charge. So the toxins cling to bentonite like a magnet. So every little molecule, can actually hold a lot of toxins, lots of toxins, just one little molecule. So you don't need a whole lot. And so it's eliminated. And these products have been researched at MIT. And so the bentonite has really been researched at MIT. It's amazing. It's even been proven to pull out radiation. So, we're breathing in toxins every day. Every year we went to the dentist. We're going to get our checkup. We have to get an x-ray. We'd have to come home. We'd have to take the bentonite on the way there, when we get, before we go, and then when we got home to pull out any radiation, but it just pulls out toxins, you have bacteria, you have toxins, you have the flu, you have a bladder infection, whatever it is, your sniffles, cough, bentonite helps to, remove the bacteria, remove it from the body. So again, we're breathing in toxin every day. Unfortunately, we're probably eating it, even if we eat a clean diet,
Yes.
Unfortunately, I'm putting stuff in, I want to get it out. So, and then also the psyllium, the intestinal cleanser, is, yes, they say it's like a broom, like it's sweeping, but really what it is. So the bentonite and the intestinal cleanser is really like a nice team because between the bentonite that just, the toxins cling to the bentonite, and then the nice bulky psyllium, it just goes through the digestive system and it's just going into all the little grooves. And, again, the small intestine is what, 21 feet long, 3/4 of an inch wide. And the large intestine is 4 to 6 feet long, 2.5 inches wide around. And, it's just going into all the little grooves. And I want all my little grooves clean. I don't want to just, so anyway, people brush their teeth a couple times a day. I feel that we should clean our inside a couple of times a day. We go and we get our teeth cleaned, let's say once a year. I think that we should clean our body out once a year, at least, right? That's
Yes.
my opinion. And, and then I mean, of course I do it, 3 times a year, but regardless, I maintain by taking my bentonite and psyllium. That's the cleansing shake we take during the cleanse, 5 times a day. We do that. We're doing it. So I take it 2 times a day, because I just want to keep it all moving. And that's what I do. Certainly people can do it 3 times a day. It says on the bottle, you can do 3 times, but everybody does what works for them. But I just want to keep it all moving. Stuff in comes out. If you get your teeth cleaned once a year and then you brush your teeth a couple of times a day, you do your flossing, your clean teeth will stay clean longer. But if we just eat candy and junk and we don't brush our teeth, it's going to get dirty very quickly. So it just makes logical sense to me. And we have clients that plumbers and mechanics, they get it. The plumbers, of course, they get it. Right?
Absolutely.
They have to clean out the pipes. And, I remember saying that. They're like, yeah, I get that. But the mechanics also, right? Because they have to clean the lines. They have to change the oil, and then they have to change the oil filter. Well, we don't change our oil filter because we don't just get rid of our liver and get a new one. We have to clean it. We have to clean the system out. And, when you do, you feel amazing. It takes 7 days, by the way, to cleanse the blood. And that's always my goal. My goal is not to clean my colon, to clean my liver, whatever. It's to clean my blood. I want my cells cleaned.
And that's what I love about your cleanse, is because you can feel that you're cleansing on a cellular level.
Yes. So I love it. And I always do week-long cleanses. I don't do the shorter ones, but certainly you can, people may start with a 1-day cleanse or a 3-day cleanse. 3 or 4 days, really great. But a lot of times when people will do a 3 or 4, they're like, I feel so great. And then they just keep going, because we started. But, everybody's different. They try, they have to, work with what, how they feel comfortable with. So right now I have someone, like I said, somebody who just went right into the week-long cleanse. And then I have somebody, she did one, and now next week, she's going to do a 2-day cleanse. And so then we'll see how it goes from there.
So for somebody that's listening and they haven't done a colonic before, but they're really interested in focusing on the health of their colon, what are some foods that you love to consume that are very hydrating to the colon and support bowel movements?
So, okay, that's a good question. So food that comes out of the body easy basically is fruit, vegetables, and legumes. Of course, hydrating liquids is always going to be helpful. Dehydrating liquids, on the other hand, if you're backed up, is not going to be helpful. So therefore, animal protein is never a cleansing food when we're trying to clean our colon. And including dairy, milk. Okay, this is can be mucus forming, right? So it's just not a cleansing food. You don't say, oh, I'm going to go and cleanse and I'm going to have milk, right? That's just not, and beef, that's not how we cleanse, it's just not, those are the things that actually can clog the system up. If we only ate meat, that client is going to be very backed up. I know, because we have clients like that. But anyway, believe it or not. And the other thing is the sticky grains. So sticky, and most grains are sticky except quinoa.
Yes.
But so even oatmeal. So if someone is backed up and they're eating oatmeal is sticky in the pot. I've noticed that anything that's sticky in the pot is going to be sticky in you. So
well said.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is what I've seen, because I always am listening when I'm seeing, like, oh, look at that. Interesting. What did you eat? So then I listen to what they ate, and it's always the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you only ate fruit, vegetables, and beans, everything is going to be looser. It's going to come out much easier. So, but we do want to have that nice balance, So, and then what's nice about the fruit and vegetables is it's giving you water. And water is always going to be good. If we just drink water, the water can go in and come right out. But if you're eating fruit and veggies, that water is going to stay in you longer because it has to go through you and digest, right? And then also there's a slipperiness to it. Whereas, so slippery things come out of us easier than sticky things. So if you only ate bread even if it's whole grain, and rice, even if it's brown rice, if that's all you ate, you're going to be constipated. I would be constipated if I'm only eating bread, pasta, rice, cake, cookies, even if it's whole grain. It's going to be, pretzels. It's all going to be backing me up.
Yeah,
Try it.
because it's all,
Try it
yeah,
one day.
and it's all very dry as well.
Right.
But
Very
then
dry.
versus if you think about like cooked beets, which are like so wet and slippery, or
Right.
cucumbers,
Yeah.
anything that is jam packed full of moisture.
Yes, exactly. And again, all fruit and veggies are there's a slipperiness to it. Even if you cut a potato in half, you'll
Yes.
see it's wet. It's wet. Okay. So and it slide out of your hands. How about a starchy fruit, banana? You open it, you could slip right out of your hands. It's slippery. It doesn't matter. It's starchy. It's still wet and slippery. Now, people will say, oh, banana is going to constipate you. Well, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so don't listen to me, but it doesn't make any sense to me. But I think that what happens is that people are already backed up and they put other things in it and then it just backs it up. But if everything is moving nice, a banana should be helping go to the bathroom, to go to the bathroom, not back somebody up. So it doesn't make sense to me. But again, I'm not the doctor, so certainly don't listen to me. But I never tell someone what to eat. I just say, I can just tell you, as a colon therapist, we're seeing everything come out. And when somebody is doing fruit, vegetable, and beans, I can pretty much tell you almost everything that you ate, especially if you don't chew well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Seeing you is such a great reminder that we really need to chew our food,
Yeah.
because you'll see it and you'll feel it.
Yes. I saw black beans roll by yesterday in the colonic tube. And I also saw pumpkin seeds whole because the person didn't chew well. So, we need to chew, because if we don't chew, we are not going to get the value of that
Yeah.
food. You've just wasted that food. Okay. It's literally going down the tubes, but your money is going down the tubes. And my parents were really great. I remember, they were so fun. I remember sitting at the table. I'm 100% Italian, and we would always start with our salad first, regardless of what other Italians do. We were eating the healthy way. Okay, so we put nothing is on the table, just the salad, because my parents wanted to make sure we're eating the salad that came from our organic garden. So, of course, we're hungry. We're going to eat it, and we always had a huge salad, and we all would eat it, and it would be delicious. And but that's where you see, with salad, raw food, you have to chew more because it takes more work, right? It's not soft. So my parents would take that time and say, hey, let's see who could take a bite and chew 25 times. And I remember, chewing it. And I'm like, hey, it's slipping down my throat. I couldn't do it. And my father would be like chewing and chewing. He's amazing. He would chew, chew, chew. How do you do it? And then he would just say, just pay attention, concentrate, make sure everything is being chewed up. Whatever is nice and chewed between your teeth, then swallow that. But then you just keep paying it. You have to pay attention. If you do that for 3 weeks and you're really paying attention, however you have to do it, put a thing on your table where you eat, chew. Wherever you're eating, put that, chew 25 times, and then you practice, and then you're going to get good at it. And because it really should be very liquefied. It shouldn't be whole things going down there. I mean, there was one girl, she ate so fast, she was having big pieces of carrots and mushrooms. It almost clogged up the colonic tube.
Wow.
Yeah, because these are raw things that your body isn't going to break that down. That is why the first, the start where digestion begins is in your mouth. With what? Yes, there's enzymes in there, but your teeth is a part, and your tongue, your teeth, your tongue, and the salivary glands. That's what helps you to start your digestive system right there. So then it goes down to the stomach. Now you've got enzymes in your stomach that's happening. Then you've got the small intestine, you've got the liver. all this is working together, but you've got to chew. It's so important, especially if you're paying money. You're paying money for this great quality food. Chew it
Exactly.
well so that you can know that your body is so happy with all those yummy nutrients and and it's not
Absolutely.
going down the tubes.
Well, we have to wrap up our conversation, but do you have any words of advice to someone that's considering getting, their first colonic?
Well, I would say wherever you are in the world, I do highly recommend going on IACT, i-act.org, so you can find a certified colon hydrotherapist. And because we are, the training it's a 200-hour course training. So you're going to, doesn't guarantee anything because there's different things going, personalities or whatever, but you're going to find a good colon therapist. And then I would say to, you know, um, do a little preparation beforehand, a couple of days, I would say, of eating good, clean foods that comes out of the body easy, and then give it a shot. And, call the person and try to find someone that you feel comfortable with, that
Yes.
seems nice and caring. I think that caring is the number one thing. Somebody who's caring and is going to help you, guide you through this thing. Because yes, it is uncomfortable for many people initially, but literally after the first 5 minutes, 10, whatever, people start to feel real comfortable. And by the end, they're all happy they did it. So
Absolutely.
that's what I would say.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Jeannie. Like, you are really just a wealth of wisdom and knowledge, and you have so much valuable information to share with people to just help them feel good in their bodies. So I really encourage everyone to visit her website, Waters of Life Cleansing. It is just full of so much information for all different parts of your body. You can really spend hours on there reading, and it's a great place to start if you're looking for more health information and you're not getting answers to what you're looking for right now. So definitely visit Jeannie's site no matter where you are. There's information that can apply to your life.
Thank you. Thank you so much
Oh,
for.
you're very welcome. And I can't wait to have you on again. There's just so much information that you've shared with me that I want to share with others so they can, grow and learn how to better take care of themselves so they can lead better lives. That's what it's really all about.
I appreciate that because you know what, the world really needs more people like you to get this information out and help people eat well, especially
Yeah.
during this time in
Yeah.
our history.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. And
All
when
right.
you're eating well and your body is functioning at an optimal level, you're a happier, kinder person. And that shifts the world in the direction that we all want to be living in and experience. So
Definitely.
thank you for doing the work that you're doing. You're really supporting all of humanity. And thank you guys all so much for listening.
Thank you. God bless you.